Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, hello, welcome. This is Essential Patience and I am Patience. And in today's video, we are making fresh pasta. And with 4 ingredients that you probably already have in your kitchen, you can start eating some delicious fresh pasta. And let's try it. And then if you don't like it, you can always return to the box one. I don't have a KitchenAid and it's still possible to make some pasta without it. So let's get started. I always start my baking board, some tools. You're going to need some flour as well as olive oil, 3 eggs, and some salt. And that's literally it. You can start on the board, but I like to start in a bowl just to make it slightly easier. You'll see why. This is the bowl I'll be starting with. We're going to start out by measuring out 1 cup of flour and then a 2nd cup. So it's 2 cups total. 1. And this is the 2nd one. If you have additional flour left in here, you can leave it. It's not going to go to waste. 1 teaspoon of salt. And last but absolutely not the least is 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Well, it's actually not the last one. The eggs are staring me right in the face. So let's crack them. I've washed my hands, and you can start by slowly mixing. We're going to soon transfer to the board, but just incorporate at this time. And I find that this helps the dough not be dry, like the board is not absorbing some of the egg. But if you do it directly on the board and then you find that your dough is getting dry, a little bit of water goes a long way. I think this is a good level. And now I can just add some flour on the board. You can also put some on your hands just to avoid sticking. Keep this bowl around, it will come in handy. And let's knead it by hand by first combining them all. It's gonna be a little messy. Mix it all together. Now let's knead. I don't need as much since my finger injury, Thanksgiving of 24, which was last year. I sliced my finger, a vegetable slicer, ended up in the ER, bled for 3 days. And the finger has just not been the same ever since. Unfortunately, that's the truth. That I now do a lot of my kneading with the machine. When it comes to pasta, I just like to do it by hand. And we're going to knead for about 10 minutes or till you press on the dough and it's more firm, but it's well mixed and bounces back. I hope you're having a good day. I'm having a good day. I'm taking this summer to do a lot more cooking that I couldn't do during the school semester. So even though I'm working, it still feels like I'm on summer vacation. It gives me high school flashbacks and college too, but most of college, I think I worked every summer. No, I did work every summer during college. I would get maybe 1 or 2 weeks off, but that was about it. But it was worth it because I graduated with a job. I thank God for that. It's also a good arm workout. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let it rest. You have the option to wrap it in plastic, but with all the talks of toxic plastics, I've been resorting to using my reusable dish rag, covering it up and just letting it sit for about 30 minutes to an hour. So we'll be back for an arm workout. To roll the dough. It's 2 in 1. See you there. And we are back. It's definitely been longer than an hour. It's almost dinner time and I'm ready for dinner. Wash your hands and let's get rolling. I already set some stuff here and started putting flour. But you're going to need more flour than that. So essentially you just want to put some flour on your pan. And then you want to get some flour here as well. I think I can just add a little bit more. You need a rolling pan, flour on here. And some more flour on here. You're just going to need a whole lot more flour. You can do this a few different ways. You can quarter this or you can half it. I typically like to quarter it to make 4 batches. And then you can put the remainder here. And what this looks like, you're making the pasta, is pretty simple. Just roll it out. If you see you're getting stuck or stiff, make sure to add some flour on the dough and around the dough. The next thing you want to do is fold it into 3. Kind of like this. Flip it and roll. Now you have 2 main options. You either want really long pasta, which I'm going to make some of, or you want like shorter pasta. So it just depends. And sometimes I even do this extra long pasta. Flip it over, keep rolling, rolling. And if you had a KitchenAid, it would be so much easier. Since I like to get to the edge and roll it, makes it easier. That's silly. But we're gonna fold it again in threes. And this is the last time we're folding. Now we're actually going to roll it out for the pasta. So this one is probably gonna be a shorter pasta, but it's gonna be a lot more. If you want your pasta really thin, you just want to roll out the dough as thin as you can. If you don't mind it being thicker, then you probably don't have to roll it out as much. Already done with this sheet of pasta. I like to put flour as you fold it in half, and then put more flour as you fold it in half again. And then you may want to put just a little bit more flour on the outside. Try and make it kind of even. It's not going to be as even as possible, which is fine. You're not going to even notice it. Cut the pasta to the size. I would suggest you cut it on the thinner side if you don't like the pasta super thick. But if you do like large pasta, then you can cut it on the bigger side. I sometimes like to try different lengths, the different pasta sheets that I make. And overall, I figured I just like my pasta on the thinner side. Not quite angel hair, but also not too thick. And this is what we have so far. Sprinkle on some flour, go in and individually unravel. It should be easy if you put enough flour in between. So there's the length. You can make it much longer than that. So your imperfections for the most part will not be noticed. Plus you're eating it, not showcasing it. And the dough is quite resilient, so don't be too worried about it breaking easily. As long as you're applying a normal amount of force, you'll be fine. I'm going to freeze some of them. So the ones that I'm not eating immediately, I freeze them just so that it stays longer. It has a really good shelf life. You can just add a little bit more. And then there you go. This is your pasta. Put it here. And I'm going to go on to the next one. I don't know if I'm going to roll all of them on camera. But if I do, I'm just going to fast it. And it's the same process as before. So probably not much talking this time. I'll see if I can make this one a super long one. And to do that, typically you have to just focus on the length rather than the width. So this is our pasta dough. Just going to fold it in. Fold it in one more time. Ready to cut. And this is our pasta. So this pasta is definitely longer than the first one. On to the third. Last one. Okay, and we have reached the end, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little bit more flour. And this pasta is one that is extra long. So I'm just going to separate it out. And you will cook this like you would any regular pasta, except instead of cooking it for about 10 minutes, cook it to your preference, probably no more than 5 minutes because it's fresher and it's not as dense. It only needs about 5 minutes in boiling water. And if you're gonna stir fry cook it even more, probably even less than that. And as I stated, I'm going to freeze. So I'm gonna grab some parchment paper, take this one, I like to fluff a little bit in case it's getting stiff. And I'm gonna wrap it in this paper. And put it in a Ziploc or in a glass container to go in the freezer. I've put in plastic before. I don't really like that because there's so much talk about plastic. Parchment paper is great. And you can reuse the parchment paper as well. When you take it out, you can save the parchment paper and use it again. I'm going to cook the extra long ones today, and also because they're still half rested. So thank you all for coming to my channel. Like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And see you next week for another recipe. Bye.